Well, Christy, the winter is sneaking up on me.
Yeah, it's getting pretty cold too.
Yeah, but it stayed cold a long time this fall, and so I'm a little late probably getting the snowplow ready.
Well, you're in luck. We haven't had any snow to speak of yet.
We had just what it takes. We had about a half an inch the other day, and that's just exactly what it takes to make me finally get ready to go. A lot of people online have been talking about their snow equipment this year, and so I thought maybe I'd get mine out and show you some of the stuff that you might work with this year. Might be a little bit different than some of the stuff in the past. Well, this is the Artillian cutting edge. I'd used the top for, I believe, 2 seasons. You can see on the ends it had begun to wear a little bit, but in the middles it wasn't too bad. I turned it over last year, but I think we only used it maybe once. Got some questions today, though, about these wings and whether they were low enough to actually keep from leaving a trail right here. And they are low enough. They touch the ground. But it's interesting, they haven't worn as much as the main cutting edge. So I haven't turned those over or anything. You can get both the wings and the rubber cutting edge at Artillian.com. They're not very expensive, and I find the wings to be a great way to extend this blade. This is a 54-inch blade. It's a standard blade that came with the 1025R if you bought the blade for it, until just this year, and now they've got a second option, a 60-inch blade. If you want to get the 54, it's fine until you angle it. And as soon as you angle that blade, it's not as wide as the tractor tracks. So that's why these wings are very helpful, or the 60-inch blade. I actually prefer the wings, I think, to a 60-inch blade. And the reason is because if I hit something, it won't hurt it. The other thing is, we can show you at some point when we get it hooked onto the tractor, this isn't very high off the ground when you've got it on the quick inch and you've got it angled. So that's the configuration that we've always used. I think I'm going to try something different this year, just because I enjoy trying something different. This is, well, I think they call it UMHW. So I'm going to use this instead of the rubber cutting blade, just to see how it does. So you can get this from HeavyHitch.com. It comes pre-cut for your 54-inch blade. It's going to work just like this one does. It even comes with hardware here. So we'll put that on our blade, take the rubber off. We'll save that because it's still good. I'm just wanting to experiment with something different. So it'll be kind of unique because we're going to have the hard plastic here and then we're going to have the rubber on the ends.
Okay.
For everybody who's been wanting to see, this is the boot and my foot. It's doing okay.
Those are your toes sticking out there, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Are they cold?
No, not really.
You got your big winter coat on, even though I've got it nice and toasty warm in here.
I know. I'm about ready to take that off.
Well, you're making a lot of noise.
Yeah, I usually don't use this thing on videos because the air compressor will come on at any moment and spoil all our fun.
Yeah.
One thing you don't want to do when you're using an impact wrench is hold your finger on the top of a carriage bolt or any sort of bolt. It's a good way to cut your finger to pieces. So you might see me touch it before, but I'm going to let loose before I press the trigger. Now you can make your own rubber edges here out of like a horse stall mat. But one of the advantages of buying the Artillian version is that it comes with the extra long hardware. So you need new bolts when you do this because the bolts that are in the original cutting edge are too short. So if you buy the Artillian version, at least the first time, you can get new bolts that are longer and appropriate. And then if you want for subsequent purchase, you can go buy your horse stall mat and cut it up. The horse stall mat comes in big pieces, right? You can just slice off the little piece as you need it. I'm going to go ahead and use my Artillian bolts. The Artillian bolts, the end ones are longer because of the wings. That's one thing you have to be aware of there. Somehow I don't think this approach is going to work. Well, these end ones for sure are hard because they got to go through another
layer
of rubber out there. See, I bought this blade used. It was new. The original owner used the metal cutting surface right on his driveway.
Okay.
It's real soft steel, by the way. And so it doesn't wear very well. He'd only used it 1 season and it showed a significant amount of wear. So I got one more piece of improvement I'm going to do to this blade. These are the skid shoes that come from Deere. And I usually kept them up pretty high since the rubber did most of the contact. I didn't really even have them rub them at all, but this did all that in that one season. This you can get at Heavy Hitch. Look how much nicer that is.
Yeah.
Skid shoes. They're meant to keep the blade from gouging in any more than you'd like. They're very easy to replace. In fact, it would be a lot easier if I had it turned over where I could actually see. But it's just a little letter key here. Folks often ask about all the different snow removal solutions there are available for the 1 Series. I'm going to talk through some of them here, but I do want to say that on my website I have a nice web page that describes most of the popular snow removal solutions, starting from the least expensive solution, which is the edge tamers, to the most expensive solution, which is the snowblower. I think I'll discuss some items, including 1 or 2 new items that are just available this year. The first new item I want to mention is the 60-inch blade in place of the 54-inch blade. It still fits on the same quick hitch. Another disadvantage, potential disadvantage of the 60-inch blade is it puts a lot more stress on the quick hitch because it's got, more sides to it. Now, I can't say that it puts a lot more stress than these wings. It certainly puts more stress than the base 54-inch blade. One concern you have to have anytime you're using this quick hitch on one of these tractors, or say a 2 Series, the 2025R or the older 2025 and 2032Rs, is this thing is really not meant for that big of a tractor. There's another way to run these quick hitch blades. There's a quick hitch adapter that mounts right here on this fork frame and allows the quick hitch to connect on there. The net result of that connection is this connects right to the front of the fork frame. If you have the Artillian diverter kit, you still get the angle blade, or alternatively you can unhook one set of the hoses from the tilt perhaps and hook that to your angle blade. If you do that last approach, you do have to get some extension hoses. These hoses will not be long enough to reach all the way. Also, John Deere has a blade option now that fits directly on the quick hitch of the loader arms. It's a Frontier brand loader mount blade. It angles, but it's manual angle. There is no hydraulic angle for it. I think it's called the AF10F. The new 1025R with the cab, they have a picture of it using one of those new Frontier blades. The benefit of using your blade on the front of your loader is that you can pile snow higher. Some folks are concerned that the loader arms might get pressured pretty hard, right? So you're pushing really hard out front, a long way out in front of your tractor. There's some risk of bending your loader arms. Given how far the blade is out in front, you'll need a little bit of ballast on the back end for that situation. For the quick hitch blade right on the tractor, mounted with the quick hitch, I do not use any rear ballast. In fact, I take the 3-point hitch arms off so that I don't have anything behind me. It allows me to back up really close, say to a car or a garage door or something like that. It makes it very easy for me to push snow on people's driveways where they've already got cars there, things like that. I really like that approach. One of the negatives to the blade directly on the tractor is that it doesn't allow you to pile snow very high. So if you get more than 10 inches of snow, or if you get snow after snow after snow after snow and you need to pile it higher and higher, that's not a very good solution. In our area, that's no issue. We don't get that much snow.
Right.
It's rare that we would ever get more than 8 inches of snow, and if we do get 8 inches of snow, it would be really rare to get another 10 inches following before that first snow melts off. We have talked about the edge tamer solution on other videos. I'll point you to that video. Again, this is the most cost-effective solution. I can't wait to get to actually try these in the snow. We've tried them in several situations already. Essentially every time we've tried them, they've worked, even though it's not been something promised by the manufacturer, but they really do a good job of keeping your cutting edge from gouging. So what's the verdict? What is the ultimate snow removal solution for the small John Deere tractors or the small tractors in general? I don't think that's easy to answer, quite frankly. Every area of the country is different, and the amount of snowfall you get, every budget is different. If you don't get much snow, or if the budget is really tight, get those edge tamers. If you get just a little bit more snow and you can afford it, nothing is easier or faster than to use this front blade. I thought this was going to be a little difficult to get through the finance committee, but as soon as that first snow came, she said, go get that blade.
Yep.
If you're in an area where you get a lot of snow, you must have a snowblower. Now, the rear-mounted ones are a little bit cheaper, but again, if you're going to buy something for years and years and years, I just don't want to look backwards to try to blow my snow. the front mounted 54-inch snow blower is a great solution. I think those would be my main recommendations. There are people who really like the loader mount, and I understand why, and I think that could be a good solution too. That's why there are so many solutions, is because the problem is not the same for everybody. Well, in any case, I hope you get a lot of snow this winter, and let me know what solution you chose. And we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
I actually have a solution for the snow. Move to Florida or Arizona where it's warm and there is no snow.
What am I going to do with a tractor in Arizona?
Dig out a lot of rocks?
Oceanfront property thing?
Yeah.
Dig out rocks. Dig out rocks. That's a good idea.